The Kankakee Valley Cougars are going to join us here on the 19th annual High School Boys and Girls Soccer Kickoff Classic on RRSN.com and Regional Radio Sports. Mike Knezovich along with Dave Miller, Adam Demery, as well as Tony Miller and Pat Doherty. Thanks again to JJ's Pizza Shack. Ken Anderson also joining us here as well. He's going to be doing some Ancilla College Charger soccer for us. Vince Gray also joined us as well earlier, but we're going to head down to DeMont/Wheatfield, and we're going to bring on Jason Vanderwood, the head coach of the Kankakee Valley Cougars. And, Coach, thanks for taking the time and coming up, and congratulations on a great year last year.
Yeah, we finished well. We like I said, going into the second game of the sectional, I mean, if we played like we played in that first game, we could have taken it all the way. And we got up against a returning defending champion, Crown Point, and they played their game well. And we felt even as we scored 3 on them, which we felt was a somewhat of a small victory in our own right. So good team, and we had a great season.
The one thing that I was impressed with in corresponding with you throughout the year is it seemed like there was a different student athlete each game stepping up. Obviously, you had Luis Cazares, who had 16 goals and 10 assists last year, but you had a lot of balance there. You're losing 10 of those seniors, but they've obviously set the bar high for you guys.
Sure. Anytime you graduate a large class like that, it's tough to replace. And looking at our roster now, we've brought in we got 12 again. 12 seniors again, so we've kept some big classes, and we'll have to work through that, going into next year. But as far as we lost a couple core defenders, a couple core scorers. But I'll tell you, Colin here on the end, came in this year and as a transfer, and he's going to pick up a lot in our offensive attack. It's going to give Tyler Montgomery some room to shine as well. Coming now, he's a senior this year. And I'm really looking forward to what our guys have as far as replacing them, the other guys as well. Tesh is coming back, Ramos is coming back, Whitfoot, he's going to be in the goal. That's a big void that we had to fill with Swartz going out as a senior this year. So we can fill those spots.
Talk about the program itself overall. Your father, Dwayne, from grassroots, ground up, building the foundation, and now you're looking at losing 10 seniors, but having 12 more to come in and continue that tradition. So touch base on the history of the program and how it's progressed.
Sure. KV was always been a football school in the fall, and my sophomore year, actually, which would have been 1995, is the first year we had a team. My dad really pushed for it. And so then, of course, pushing for it makes him the coach. And so I think only one time until I took over did he give it up. He gave it up for a year while my younger sister played on the girls' team. That was the first year they had a girls' team, and so they needed a coach, and so he helped with that. So really in 18 years now, there's been 1 year he didn't coach the Cougars boys' team. He coached the girls' team. And you know what? Like I said before, he's always there. He's still helping me out.
I was going to ask you, what's it like picking his brain?
No, he's still around. And, we always brought 2 different coaching philosophies, one that I played and that I coached. And he coached. And so he had a real aspect for what was in a book and the tactical part and whatnot. And then I always brought the playing part to it, And so I've learned a lot from him over the years as well. And our program is we had 48 kids come out this year, and that makes it tough having to cut a few, but it gives us some options, and it's growing. It's growing. I remember a couple of years back, my JV team, I had 12 kids, and that makes it real tough sometimes. But we've come a long way as a program. Guys like Bob Locke, I know he was big influence in helping us get that team started when he was coaching over at Hobart, and so a couple of them guys, so. Yeah, it's come a long way.
Good people to learn from.
Absolutely.
As far as how to build a program.
Sure.
You brought Tyler and Colin over here to represent the program. Besides these 2 student athletes, we had mentioned Derek as well as Mike. Who else has been opening your eyes in the preseason that you feel can help with the depth of the squad?
We have, like I said, Derek, but then Renz. Renz is a little guy, but he's got a lot of power behind that shot, and so we look forward to him getting a few in the net this year, and then. As well, Tyler Montgomery, like I had said, he's gonna offer us some stuff here. Tyler Niehoff here, defensively, he's gonna be able to he's going to be able to shut some guys down. He's quick, and really look forward to him doing a lot back there on the defensive end. And Daniel Reyes, he's going to take Luis's spot, and Daniel's going to be huge in distributing the ball, a lot like what Luis was, and that's why we're going to use him as well. So overall, I think core-wise, we're kind of in the same situation we were last year. We're gonna have a lot of guys able to shine at different times.
Well, I know one thing. If I'm in the front of that goal, I'm staying out of the way of Tyler Niehoff. Boy, what a big young man he is. And Tyler, talk about that aspect on the defensive end of things and how you're able to clear out the front for the keeper.
Well, being the only returning starter on the defense, kind of a challenge for me to kind of keep up what we had going last year. I mean, we had Justin Eggert, a couple Andrew Rubicki. We had a solid defense last year. It was hard to get past us. But this year, I can tell you that we have a lot of good guys coming up, and at practice, it seems like almost every practice we get better and better. We swing the ball out well. We pass up well. We know how to look for the key open guys. I mean, I really don't really have any problem with our defense. I have a lot of faith in them this year.
Now, is that discus, shot put,
Yeah.
both?
Yeah.
Okay, talk about that and that competition and how that keeps you mentally in the competitive spirit.
Well, I started out track just to try to stay in shape for soccer. Um, Jalen Robinson from Lake Central, I have to go up against him a couple times a year, and that's big competition. So I mean, that's basically a big motivator for me to try to stay with my game and stay with everything that carries over into soccer. I can tell you, beginning of the summer during conditioning, I mean, I was one of the guys that was, oh, he's on the ground again kind of guy. But now, I mean,
Not now.
no, now I find it a lot simpler a lot easier to stay up and start doing our conditioning well, and that goes for everybody. I mean, from beginning of the first practice, first open gym, you're like, okay, we have a lot of work to do. And now after tryouts, we're like, okay, we're coming to Keem. We're good now.
Absolutely.
Tyler, talk about your faith with FCA and how that kind of fits in with everything you're doing at KV.
Fellowship of Christian Athletes is something that my youth leader started, I don't know, a long time ago. He recently moved to Pennsylvania, so we really haven't had that strong of one. But yeah, there's a lot of athletes that go to FCA, and basically what we just do is talk about how to reach out to other athletes and other people in our school that come to church and everything. So
Outstanding.
yeah.
Great job. Pass the microphone over to Colin Fritz right now. And Colin, as Coach Vanderwood talked about, a newcomer to the school. Colin, touch base on the adjustment, moving into a new community, a new program, and you gotta feel pretty good about the fact that you've got a great coach here and guys like Tyler to look up to.
Well, transferring to like a big public school, I went to a school of 100 students.
Wow.
There was no competition. Like if you were tryouts where you pretty much made it, there was nobody getting cut. And this year I had to deal with cuts, which is just, it's absolutely insane. Jason's a great coach. I couldn't ask for better. I have a great time out there. Niehoff, a couple of other seniors like Montgomery. They really provide leadership, and they were open to me. They definitely were not shut off. They were very, very open and accepting. I have quite a few friends I played club soccer with. So it really wasn't, I knew a lot of people. But it's been awesome. I think our team's great this year. I really do. I have high hopes for the season.
I was going to ask you about the from a social standpoint, the adjustment there. You're talking about going from 100 to a larger school. What's that been like? And you'd mentioned that Coach and his students have really been open to you.
Yeah, I mean, that's about it. Just everybody's been really open. A lot of the guys have been really accepting of me. They've been really, really pretty cool for the most part. I mean, I haven't had any problems yet, and I'm looking forward to the school year for sure.
What's Coach got you slotted in as far as a role for the team, or are you going to be wearing a lot of different hats?
I have no idea. Probably a lot of different hats.
Wherever he needs you, that's
Yeah, pretty much
sure.
wherever he needs me.
Coach, give you a wrap up now. Your expectations for this team: 11-8 last year, 2-4 in a very tough NWCC, and the schedule is always challenging for you.
Absolutely. I mean, we have definitely, when you look at this area, some of the top schools in our conference. Andrean, they're always tough. Munster's always tough. Highland and Griffith, we kind of fall in. We're real close with them usually, and so that's usually we're the three in the middle. And so, but again, we played with Hobart last year. We only beat them 2-1, and so they've got they've come back a long way from
Oh
where
yeah.
they kind of dipped off, and so we really appreciate that game as well. And then Lowell's always fun. They're right in our back door, so we always get a chance to play with them, and it's fun,
There's
But
there's no love lost between KV and Lowell.
yeah, exactly. And
Doesn't matter which sport.
yeah.
Okay, there's no love lost between those two schools.
Yeah, that's a big rivalry, and it has been since I was there and even
Yeah,
before that.
exactly.
But yeah, that being in their sectional too for a while, and it would seem like it was us and them, like 3 or 4 years in a row almost. And so yeah, there's no love lost there for sure. But I respect those guys. I do their programs, and we always have fun when we work with them. But overall, our season, we picked up a couple new teams. We haven't played Portage other than in a regional a couple years ago, so that'll be fun to get back up there with them. And then I don't know if what was the other one?
I got this back in March, so
Yeah,
we
so
might have an
we've added
adjustment.
another one since then, a school I've never even heard of. So yeah, we're not in that Plymouth tournament this year, but yeah, these guys they laugh, but it is what it is. So
Well, Coach, hopefully we can work with you this year, get you guys on
yeah,
the air for
we
a
look
ball
forward
game or
to that.
two. And again, I want to thank you for taking the time and coming up. And guys, continued success with the Cougars.
Thanks, guys.
Jason Vanderwood, along with Colin Fritz, Tyler Niehoff joining us here. We're going to keep it in Kankakee Valley High School. We're going to switch over to the girls program right now. Change at the top over there, and we're going to talk to them as they're going to join us here. As we continue on with the 19th annual installment. Alex Conklin is going to join us here along with Alyssa Cox, and 19th annual preseason soccer show over here at Hallmark Sports Club 2, carrying on a tradition that we've been doing since 1995 over at Offside Soccer Shop with Rich Signs. And Coach, first of all, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And thanks very much for taking the time and coming up and talk about the new start here, head coach of a program that's had a lot of success, and how things have been going for you so far.
Things have been going pretty well so far. It's really exciting to come in and have girls there that know how to play soccer and be able to talk to them about different things in soccer, and they know what you're talking about on day one. We started in June with some conditioning and had some pretty good attendance. Did some 2 days this week, and I'm just really excited to get it going.
Give us some background on yourself as far as how you got involved in the game of soccer, both as a player as well as a coach.
Well, I've been playing soccer since I was maybe 5 or something. And so
You're a lifer, in other words, right?
Yeah, I'm a lifer, yeah. And so I took that on up through high school, and I played for Rushville, where I went to high school.
Okay.
And I played there and got into officiating as well. Along the way, I got to help a little bit here and there with some younger teams and junior high stuff, just very informally, things like that. And then they were looking for a coach at the high school where I work now. And so that's kind of how all that got set
Terrific.
up.
Your philosophy as far as a system is concerned. Some coaches like to come in and they say, you know what, this is how we're going to play the game. The athletes are going to have to conform to what I'm looking to do. Other coaches say, you know what, this student athlete does this well, this other student athlete does this thing. Let me take my system and kind of mold it to the skill set. Are you kind of that one or the other, or maybe a little bit of both?
I'm more of the latter, where I looked at I got to see some of their spring club stuff that they've been doing, and then this summer I got to evaluate who did what well and try to form that to where we need to put them in our system, as well as where you can help us out all together. So I have a lot of trust in a lot of them to go out there and make plays and be able to do things like that. And some players need a little more instruction. Some players are going to be moving positions than what they played last year. So that's going to take a little transition. But for the most part, if I'm putting a little trust in a lot of them, especially the seniors and the juniors in terms of that.
Well, one of the leaders on this team is going to be Alyssa Cox. She's going to join us here. And Alyssa, most valuable midfielder, first team all-conference performer in the Northwest Crossroads Conference. And let's talk first of all about the midfield. You lose Sophie Huffnagel to graduation. You have Ricky Young coming back along with Haley Cox and some other kids. So how do you see things shaping up in the midfield for the Cougars?
I think we are going to do just fine. Everyone has a lot of potential on our team, and I know they're going to make great plays. We all work together. We communicate well, and I just think our midfield is going to be very strong this year.
Let's talk a little bit off the field with Hoosier girls state delegate. Touch base on what that's all about and your whole academic experience.
All right. Well, you have to be in the top third of your class to even like be eligible to go. And then you have to write an essay, and you send it to the American Legion. And from our school, they picked 2 girls from DeMont and 1 from Wheatfield, and I was one of the ones from DeMont. And this year we went to Trine University, and we stay there a week, and we learn about the government. And so I had to sit through a lot of lectures, but I learned how the process works, how we elect legislators and all that, and it's a great experience. I loved it there.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you can't go wrong with something like that. What was it like being on the college campus and kind of getting a feel for what it would be like to be a student at the next level?
Yeah, I loved it there. That campus was amazing. They redid so much stuff, and it looks brand new. Their fields are amazing there. I got to, go on there, and I played a little bit on them.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to the soccer coaches there, and it's an overall amazing facility.
The people that do not know where Trine is, please tell the people where Trine is.
It's in Angola.
Which is east of here. Yeah.
And is that something you really think about maybe doing, is doing both soccer as well as being a student in college? Because that's obviously a huge commitment there.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot, and I love soccer, and I think that's what I really want to do is play in college. And I talked to Trine, and I got scholarships there for academics, so I'm really looking there.
Your impressions, Alyssa, about the back line, the defensive third. You're losing the core there with Jen Sobrysky along with Haley Hoffman. So how are things shaping up there? You've got talent on the outside with Tokars and Tinkle, but have you seen any of the other younger players that you're going to be able to slot in there?
Jessica Young, she's a sophomore, and I think she's going to do a great deal for us back there. And same with a freshman, Abby Klemp. I think they will be very tough back there, and then I'm probably going to be playing back there a lot too. So we have a tough defense as well.
The transition going from the mid to the defense, a big deal for you, or is that something you've kind of played with club with the Tigers?
I'm usually always a defender. So last year was my first year playing midfield. So going back to defense, I just have to get back in the mindset of a defender, and it'll be pretty easy to do that.
And Coach, offensively, Haley Wenglar's senior moves on, but you got Kara Gowans as well as a couple of other players that step up. Let's analyze the offensive third.
Well, in terms of the offensive third, we have not only Kara doing a good job, but actually Haley's still here.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about
here.
that. She's a junior.
So she's going into her senior year. We can bring Bree Zimmerman off the bench, and she can play anywhere on the field. Coming back, we have the additions of Hannah Wilder and Natalie Lotz, who are going to be sliding back to school.
Right.
And so we're looking to get as many goal-scoring opportunities as we can. The combination of Gowans, Winglars, and Wilder, we're going to try to get them on the field as much as possible, maybe sliding one of them back to the midfield at times in order to keep our goal scorers there. So it'll be fun. It'll be interesting to see the creativity that those three have on the field.
Yeah, getting those kids back, obviously, in the program is a huge thing for you. And in between the pipes, we've had a chance to cover Mackenzie DeMars the last couple of years, and she's fought through the injury bug. She's very aggressive out there, comes out on the crosses. Watching her as a freshman, I was just amazed at the maturity level that she showed in between the pipes. So talk about her progress and her expectations coming now as a junior.
She's been great to have in practice. A couple times I've had to tell her to stop and go on the side because she's hurt herself in practice already.
Sure.
So, but she does a great job communicating. She's fearless back there. I don't know if I've ever seen a girl that small be that fearless coming out and covering things. So we look for her to be a leader as well and do a great job. And then when if she goes down, we have a solid backup with Alyssa Egger, and she'll be seeing some JV time. But she saw some action last year, and she's solid as well. A little different type of goalkeeper, but still, we've got faith in her as well.
Let's just give you a wrap-up now, some personal goals for you and your expectations for the team this year.
I expect us to go far this year. Last year we did lose a lot, but this year we're gaining a lot. From freshmen going up to sophomores, they're becoming very mature, and this year they're going to help us, and I have faith in our team, and I think we're going to do very well.
Well, we're looking forward to covering you guys again. Drew and the crew over there always treat us like gold, set us up in our little press box there in the bleachers, so we're looking forward to it, and hopefully we'll have you on some post-game interviews after some Cougar victories.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Sounds good. Thanks for making the
Thank
trip,
you.
Coach. Appreciate
Thank you.
everything. So the Lady Cougars from Kankakee Valley have been on the show here. Melissa Cox as well as Alex Conklin joining the Cougar program for the first year here, and they will continue on and try to grow from the experiences last year in that sectional after the loss over at Crown Point, finishing 8-7-2 on the campaign and 4-2 in that very tough Northwest Crossroads Conference. So we're going to continue on the boys' side of things. We're going to bring on the state champion from a couple years ago. The Crown Point boys program is going to join us. A bitter pill to swallow last year at the end of the season for Mike Bazin and his kids, but nonetheless, the expectations always high in the hub city. And Coach, great to see you again.
You too, Mike.
How's the summer been going for you?
Oh, it's been great. It's been great. We started our practices almost the first week out, and been going hard ever since.
I know the end was not good. I know it's something that is a bitter pill, but I guess the key thing here is you got to look at the whole picture, right? 14-2-3, 5-1 in the conference. Overall, a great year, a great group of kids, and a lot of accomplishments, right?
Absolutely, and it's just one of those things. It is really hard to get over, and our kids really took it hard. But going into this new season, I really feel like that was, especially for the returning players, that was a real galvanizing moment. Brought everybody together, and it's a totally different mentality this year. Kids are really working hard, and they really, really want it this year.
Yourself and your staff obviously have to be very pleased at the progress of these kids that moved on. Alex Fenn going to the academy in England, Zach Snyderwine, your striker, going down to St. Joe, Martin Matreski, a great part of that core, to Emmanuel in Georgia, Nico Garcia Vicente going to Colorado College. Touch base on that aspect of things, and the fact that there's also more to wins than losses on the pitch, right?
Oh man, it's phenomenal to see those kids move on and play at that next level, and I really look forward to following them, as they play at that next level. And obviously, it's a great measure of the quality of kids that you've got when you've got, that's the majority of our graduating classes moving on to play somewhere.
Tony Zervos is going to obviously be a huge void in the defensive end of things. As you look at those 5 kids and the graduation that they've experienced now, what are you going to miss from that group, and what were they able to impart on the kids as state champions in Indiana?
I think that's a big thing. It's those big game moments. And again, you can try to practice that. You can try to simulate that in practice. But when it comes down to it, those are big players you want on the field. Luckily, we still got kids that played on that. They're sitting right next to me. That played on the state championship team, and they've really stepped up this year. And it's a loss because we got some great players there, but we've got a lot of good players that are going to fill that void.
And of course, the striker position is in great hands with Stoyan along with Carmelo. The midfield is going to be obviously a big key as you lose everybody across the board. So let's talk first of all about that all-important midfield and making that transition from the defensive third up top.
Yeah, top to bottom, we're having our strikers back. We've got 3 out of our 4 defense back, and it's going to be that middle of the field that we're going to have to fill. We've got a couple of kids, young kids, that they're going to be able to come in and fill that void. Really talented, and I don't think we're going to miss a beat, as far as filling that for this next season.
The back third, you get 3 of the 4 players back. As you mentioned, Tony in the center going on and graduating. You lose your keeper in Pizzi as well. So
yes.
Let's talk about in between the pipes. Is Connor going to step up, or do you have some other players in mind?
Connor's going to be the man.
He's the man.
Had the talk with him the other day, and really young, really talented kid, and obviously coming from a goalkeeper's perspective, he's got what he needs. I really hope he can take it to the next level and translate that onto some successful games.
How difficult is it for you to separate the Mike Bazin goalkeeper from Mike Bazin the coach, and not get too emotionally involved with the fact that, hey, you're not covering the upper 90, you're not sliding across, you're not coming out aggressive enough? I mean, I
want to hear this answer.
It's got to be tough.
I think it's a benefit to me as a coach that I've got that experience, because so often you see this at practices. Coaches say, "Hey, go warm up," and that's what keeper training they get throughout the season. And the way we've got it set up with my assistant coach Jimmy Eaton, first 15, 20 minutes of practice, he'll take the field players through some technical stuff and some tactical stuff, and then I'll take the keepers and we get some good solid training in almost every single practice. So obviously I try to take that and work that into a benefit for the program.
Absolutely. Introduce the two young men to your immediate right and what they bring to the pitch for you and how they're going to help the Bulldogs win some matches in 2013.
All right. First, we've got Carmelo Morales, going to be a senior this next year. Been with the program since his freshman year, varsity since his freshman year, played a big part in our state championship run 2 years ago, and had a phenomenal year last year, putting the ball in the net. I think close to 20 goals, maybe 20 goals last year for a season total. And next to him is Spase Dorsaleski, another returning player from our state championship season, and going to be that leader, that guy that brings it together in the back for us this year.
Let's pass the microphone over to Spase first of all, Dorsaleski. And Spase, let's touch base on, the state championship run 2 years ago. The expectations were obviously high for last year's squad. Didn't quite get it done, but talk about going through that experience and how that helped you to be able to set the level high for each succeeding year in your career at Crown Point High School.
Well, it doesn't just set my expectations, it sets the team's expectations too. It's as a team, not just by myself. We work as a team, we win as a team. It just put the goals higher. It just felt good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just made us want to keep going, keep us going there. It was just a lot of fun. It brought us together a lot, like as a family more than a soccer team. It just felt good.
The transition now with Connor in between the pipes. Let's talk about that. Alexander did such a great job back there for you. What's that been like, and how's the communication in the back line so far?
He did us really good. Connor now, he's like, I don't know how to. He like talks more with us.
Absolutely.
He communicates a lot with us. He keeps in touch with us. It's not just in soccer. It's also out of soccer too.
Mm-hmm.
So we communicate there and on the field and off the field. So it's a lot easier for us on the field. Like when we talk, it's not just. It's
just natural.
Easier, yeah.
Yeah.
Your experience with Chicago Fire Juniors, how has that helped you develop your skills as you head into the fall now?
Well, it just helped me a lot. My coach, he helps me in the back line, shows me how to defend. He's the one that naturally put me there starting my freshman year, and he just helped me build that position where I am right now. It just feels more comfortable there, and with him helping me, it's just gotten me so much better.
Well, I tell you what, Spase, congratulations on academic All-State. That's obviously something you got to be very proud of. Talk about the juggling act. Mike, I know, is a no-nonsense guy when you get between the lines, but obviously you've got things balanced out. Talk about that balancing act and, making sure that you allow time for each.
It's just get my homework done first. School is always first for me. If it wasn't for school, then I wouldn't be playing soccer. School is my main priority. School is what motivates me to play soccer. The better I do in school, the better I'm going to do on the field. It's just school. If it wasn't for school, I love school. It just helps me a lot.
I've had him in class.
Hey, that's outstanding. That's great. Let's pass the microphone over to Carmelo. And Carmelo, congratulations on a great year last year offensively. Talk about how you and Stoyan have worked together to really be one of the top pairs in offensively in Northwest Indiana the last couple of years.
It really all starts off the field, We're pretty good friends off the field. We always hang out with each other. We always communicate. So I think that translates onto the field, building chemistry. But he's a really good, talented player. He compliments me well. I like to hold the ball, and he likes to run off me. So for any team, that's kind of tough to try to stop. So.
Everybody likes to win the state championship every year. You guys got a chance to wear the brass ring a couple years ago. Then you suffer the agony of defeat as far as the comebacks thing from Lake Central. How do you take that experience? You've been to the top of the mountain. You've been down to the valley low. How do you mix that together as you come about now in your senior season?
Definitely never taking anything for granted. You know, I think last year we just expected that we were just gonna go far and it was just gonna be handed to us, and
It doesn't work that way,
it
does it?
does not work that way. We found out the hard way, but definitely this year, we're working harder, we're training harder, we're just doing everything we can to like get back to the state game.
Your goals for you personally, and how do you think as far as the team for this year as you're a senior?
Personally, I mean, I'd like to get as many goals as I did last year, but I'd rather have team success over individual success
Outstanding.
any day. Um, I mean, if I'm a big part of that individually, I mean that's good, but team-wise, I'd rather have us go far than
That's a great response, Coach, and I'm sure that's why he's over here as a leader of this team. You start off on the road at Lake Central,
Got a big
so
one.
you fall off the horse, you may as well get right back on, right?
I think the kids, and we've talked about it before. The kids have had that date circled for a while.
I guess you're looking forward to that game.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Hopefully, the kids can play well and not necessarily a redemption moment just based off of last year. I mean, they're a phenomenal team. They'll always be a phenomenal team. They've got a great program there, and obviously to start off a season with such a big game, yeah, maybe it's not the best for both situations because you're really not playing your best. You don't have that
Right.
team chemistry like you do at the end of the season. But hey, we'll hope for the best result in that one.
Congratulations on all the success, Coach. You also got Pike as well as Penn on the road, which will be two challenges as well. Thanks for taking the time. We appreciate it. We'll see you down the road.
Thanks, Mike.
Mike Bazin, the head coach of the Crown Point Bulldogs, along with Carmelo Morales and Spase Dorsaleski, joining us here. The state champions back in 2011 in the state of Indiana. But what a crazy run that was with shootouts and scoreless ties and all kinds of stuff happening that year.
They won the final two games, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, Mike, without scoring a goal in regulation
They
time.
had a shutout, a scoreless tie against Noblesville in the semi-state.
Well, I forgot who they played, but I do remember
Yep.
both games they did not score a goal, and they won both games in a shootout at the end of the game. That's unbelievable.
And we are going to move on right now. We're going to bring in Lowell High School, and I think that the Young Turks are going to take over. Thanks, Ken, for coming out. Appreciate it. Adam, are you going to take over here with Lowell? You and Pat? Is Pat around?
Pat may have gone.
Oh, did he take off?
For a pizza run.
All right, I tell you what. Adam, why don't you come in for Lowell High School here? And we're going to bring on the assistant coach. Antonio Gomez is going to join us.
Yep. Thanks, Mike. How we doing, Coach?
Pretty good. How are you?
Adam Demery. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, how's the summer going?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going by fast. Hard workers, working hard.
Hard
we're doing pretty
conditioning,
good,
guys.
yeah.
Hard conditioning. There you go. Get them working hard, get a little sweat going.
Oh yeah.
No one ever. You know what? Last time I checked, no one ever drowned in sweat. So you know what?
Yeah,
It's
true.
So let's talk a little bit about last year. Kind of a little bit of a tougher season.
Yeah.
Just kind of give us your thoughts on how you guys did last year and what you guys need to improve on and what you're looking to improve on through this off season into this year.
Well, this is my first season with these guys, so I'm not too sure how they did last year. I know that they have to improve a lot though. We've been working as a team, and our whole goal is just to improve and try to have a better record, especially at home.
Now, as an assistant coach this year for this team, what do you look for your role being this year?
Helping out JV so he can improve, and my specialty is goalkeeping. So I've been working with keepers.
What specifically have you been working on?
A lot with our leg strength for the keepers, agility, endurance, and the guys have been working on passing, transitioning, and ball up in the net.
All right, and as besides these three gentlemen that you have here to your right,
Mm-hmm.
the condition
begun, specifically with goalkeepers. We know them the best, but as the other as a whole, have there been any other players that's these three here that have stood out to you?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's some guys that especially have stepped up on the team um, that I heard from last year. They've proved a lot this season, especially during the summer. And most of the whole team, honestly, this whole week that we started two a days, we saw a lot of good stuff from them this year. So we're hoping to have a decent season.
And as far as being your first year, the just kind of trying to make your mark in the program. Obviously, coming in your first year, you're trying to implement some kind of focus with these guys. What are your personal goals this year as an assistant coach?
My personal goals is just to have them play a lot better. Um, I heard from last year, so they weren't doing too good. So this year, my goal is to have them play a lot better, uh, more attack, keepers to be good in the back and have that special role in the team, be leaders, and these guys to step up to the plate.
And let's bring in the guys that you got. Brandon Smith, you have Kyle Kometz and Noah Newcomb. And what have they brought to the team that you've seen so far in the offseason? What do you expect from them in the future for this upcoming season?
All three of them have showed the leadership that they have, especially Noah being a senior. And we have a lot of juniors like Smith and Kometz, and they've stepped up a lot and taken up that role right there with Noah. They've been doing great, teaching their teammates uh, little tactical stuff, what to do on the attack, on defense, and they've been doing pretty well.
And you know what? Let's start over here with Noah. He's the one with the mic. And Noah, how you doing? How are you handling this being your senior year so far?
So far, it's a real good start. I've seen improvement from myself and everyone as each day has gone on. We've went out, and each practice I see things we needed to work on that we've worked on and have gotten better at.
What specifically do you think needs to be focused on the most this year during the off season?
Well, we just watched some film yesterday, and I saw our speed of play I thought was pretty well. It's just our positioning. If we get our positioning down and keep that same speed of play, we'll move right along.
Of course, talk a little bit about you're a senior on this team. Everyone's going to be looking up to the seniors to lead this team, especially coming off of a tough year that you guys had last year. What kind of a role have you played so far, and what have you done personally that you thought you needed to do to improve that role?
Um, I've just gone out there, just do what I've known. I've played for many years. I've been through everything, and if they do look up at me, I want them to see that this is how it's done, this is how it should be, and you just gotta go with it no matter what happens. Just keep trying.
Well, you've certainly done that also off the field with academics, a 3.7 GPA, ranked 48th in your class. Obviously, another guy who's been really showing us what he can do off the field as well as on the
It's called
field.
time management.
And it's very nice to see student athletes today like I said before, put that student role before that athlete's role.
When a program has not done very well in the past, it's kind of tough to keep yourself motivated. How do you keep yourself motivated?
I love the game. That's pretty much it.
What specifically is it that drives you on the field? What is it that you love so much about this game?
What's there not to love? I mean, just go out there and play soccer.
Well, you certainly have shown that you do love the game with a first team all conference last year, honorable mention your sophomore year. Congratulations on that. Why don't you pass the mic on over to your right to Kyle? And Kyle, you're a junior, but you're also doing some great work off the field with a 3.8 GPA. Most improved voted most improved last year on your team. Talk a little bit about that accomplishment.
Well, I came in freshman year, and I didn't really know how to play soccer very well. And then coach taught me, and people like Noah and the seniors last year taught me how to play.
What type of role do you, coming off of after winning an award such as the most improved, obviously you would expect that role now to grow the following year just because your skills have grown. What areas do you think you've improved the most, and how do you see that affecting your role in the team?
Just my touches and the general concept of everything, like knowing how to do certain things and when to do certain things. And I think I can pass it on to like the freshmen this year, and like when to make a run or something like that.
So you're starting to take a more leader role, a more vocal role on the team?
Yeah.
That's great to see. Great to see. Talk a little bit about Millennium 2012. What type of activities you do off the field and what you're involved in with the school.
Um, we did go out there and practice for Millennium, play a couple games, a couple tournaments. Like we went to the Puma tournament, and just play soccer really.
Are there any clubs that you're involved in with school wise?
Not really. Too much time with soccer and academics and all that.
Well, it's definitely showing with the 3.8
Notice
GPA.
you said academics.
Yeah, and it's like I said before, it's great to see students putting that role before. And another one is Brandon with a 3.9 GPA. Why don't we hand the microphone off to Brandon here, who is also a junior and has gotten academic honors. I'm sorry, you got also a junior with academic honors. Kind of talk about your accomplishments off the field for us.
Well, I just try to balance the soccer with soccer with the academics, I guess. After practice, I normally go home and finish all my homework. And SRT, that's a big thing that the school gives us. We can use that and get our homework done and get the 3.9 GPA up.
And let's hand the microphone over here to Noah as we're wrapping things up real quick. And Noah, being the senior guy up here on the podium right now, I kind of want to get your favorite moment as a soccer player right now playing for this high school.
There's a lot of great moments with this team, but there's too many to pick from, but there's just certain games where we go out and just play really well. That's just a great moment for me. As long as we play well, I'm happy. There's really no specific moment other than playing well as a team.
It's good to see. Good to see. Thanks for being here, guys.
All
Coach,
right,
thank you. Good luck this year, all three of you guys. Good luck. Good luck on the senior year, and keep up the good work there, guys.
Thank you.
All right, well, this 19th annual soccer showcase is brought to you by Calumet College of St. Joseph, where it is your university of choice and the region home for Crimson Wave athletics. Men's and women's soccer, cross country, volleyball, and CCSJ's nationally ranked bowling teams will be in full action during the fall this season. Follow all 18 Crimson Wave teams year-round by going to www.crimsonwaveathletics.com. This is also brought to you by JJ's Pizza, and we want to thank these guys over there for serving some great tasting pizza. You must try JJ's Pizza Shack, located at 1354 West Morton.
That's an old address.
Old address. You want to give us the new address?
Well, they are on Lincoln Way, 1 mile west of the square in Valparaiso.
All right, there's our new address there for you. And they offer a variety of great tasting pizza, including their famous kitchen sink. Did you have pizza yesterday, Dave?
No.
Well, even if you did, their menu also includes sandwiches, seafood rib, and chicken dinners, and salads.
I should have said yes. They kind of messed up the whole.
That's all right.
That's
it's all right.
But I want to keep you on your toes.
Appreciate it. Carry out and delivery is available in the local area. For delivery, give JJ's Pizza Shack a call at 476-1616. That's 476-1616. And now joining us is the LaPorte High School girls team. And Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Let's talk a little soccer and what you guys have been doing this off season, this summer, and talk a little bit about last year and give us your overall thoughts on the team.
Well, last year we had a lot of disappointments, lots of injuries, lots of kids being ineligible that we were hoping for on the team last year. And so we had a little bit of a disappointing season. Really over the summer we worked hard on just getting a lot of girls there and really pushing the team unit, just getting everybody together. And we've had quite a big showing this year. We worked on just different fundamentals because we had a lot of new kids out this year, and I think we've really improved from where we were last year, and we're just really looking forward for a solid season this year.
Are there any specific areas that you feel like you've improved on more than others?
Our fitness level. last year with so many people out, we tried to take a little bit easy on people, trying to, make sure we're healthy for a full season. And this year we've had about 40 girls total coming out, so we've been able to push them a little bit more and pit them up against each other, so that's made them work a little bit harder. And I really think our fitness level has increased a lot from where we were last year at this point, so that's going to help.
That's great to hear. Great to hear. And I guess my question is, what specifically, conditioning wise, has changed? What's been the key factor in that?
The willingness of the girls to show up all summer long and do the workouts that I've asked them to do, and really push each other and make each other show up and do the workouts. And even, just little drills that we have them do in practice, they're not just walking through the drills, they're actually really working hard on all those drills that we're doing. So,
well, that's great to hear that everyone's given 100%. And before we get to the two lovely ladies to your right, let's talk a little bit about the rest of the team and who all has popped up in front, in your mind, over some of the other girls.
Well, obviously these two girls are phenomenal soccer players. Katie was only in her second year ever playing soccer. She was our starting goalie last year as a first year ever playing soccer, so that was pretty good. And Jana is going to be a senior this year. She's an outstanding center mid, able to see everything on the field. A few other girls that pop up in my mind is Jo Campos. She hasn't been around a whole lot this summer, but when we do see her, she's just got a fantastic speed and a great shot. We also have Macy Llewellyn. She's a freshman. She plays junior Irish in the summer. She plays on the ODP team in Indiana. She's fast. She's got great vision on this field also, and she can really see things before they happen, which is what you really want for a center midfielder, which is what she'll be playing for us. We have a few freshmen that have really stepped up this year, which is exciting. All of our seniors this year are going to be, Tiara Spikes is back on the field after being ineligible last year. She's going to be a big, big difference maker on the field. It's going to open up another spot on the field, too. And Katie and her are going to be fighting for a spot in the goal. So having them fight against each other really makes both of them work a little bit harder. So we've had a few people kind of jump out to the front this year.
And Dave, feel free to interject at any point here.
One thing is about your home field. Kessling Park, that is as nice of a soccer facility as anywhere in the region.
We have a really great maintenance man out there. He works on that field all summer long.
And it looks like it because
yes.
come the tournament time, when a lot of fields are chewed up and all that, not Kessling Park.
No, it's a beautiful field. We're very lucky to have the field that we have and have people willing to help take care of it all the time.
And as a follow-up to that, is there any thought about next year when the football field gets field turf that you would want to play on the field turf?
I personally would not want to play on the field turf just because there's only one. Out in LaPorte, we're so separated from everyone else. We don't have a chance to play on that turf, to practice on that turf. The football team would be using that every day after school.
Unless they,
yeah,
because some schools such as Chesterton, Portage, they play all their games on the football field.
On the football field,
which is marked.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, because they would have to be marked.
Yeah, and I feel like if we want to play on the turf, that we'd want to practice on the turf.
Sure.
And yeah, for those games that we're going away and playing on turf, I would love to have the opportunity to practice on it before we went.
Yeah,
but
because when the coach of the boys coach of Munster, their practice football field is marked for soccer.
Mm-hmm.
And he told us, Coach Prosopoulos told us, that they practice 50-50 on the natural grass and on the field turf because so many of the games that they play are on field turf.
Yeah. And, field turf is great. It saves schools lots of money, but I feel like field turf for soccer is a very fast-paced game.
Because the ball can just keep rolling and rolling and rolling.
And I feel like at least for LaPorte girls soccer, our game is not a fast-paced game. We're a very controlled team.
Sure.
And so I feel like playing on natural grass really benefits us as a team.
What about toward the end of the year when the field kind of gets chewed up? Because all it takes is 1 or 2 rains, and we always have rain. And the field's going to get all chewed up.
For me, that's my favorite kind of soccer.
Okay.
I love getting dirty and muddy and slide tackling.
Yeah.
So I enjoy watching that also. So for me, towards the end of the season, if our field gets a little muddy, that's okay. We have 9 months to come back.
What they think.
What do you girls think?
What's the verdict on the field?
Talk into the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I like the mud and all the dirt and all that. It's exciting and it's fun.
All right. Well, let's talk with you guys. Oh, I'm sorry. No. What do you feel about the field?
I prefer to play on the grass. I think it's a more fun game.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Well, what happens when you play at Portage?
It definitely is different. It's something that we're not used to, and many of the girls that are new to the game, just coming out for the first time this year for soccer, they're not going to be prepared. So,
Yeah.
I mean, practicing on turf sometimes might be good, but
Well, two schools that I can think of in the conference, Chesterton and Portage, both play on field turf, and you've got to. I would think you have to practice on it because you're going to be playing two conference games.
Yeah, well, like I said, if we get that turf out at LaPorte next year, I would love to be able to schedule some time where we can get on that turf to practice before we go
I'm
there.
Coach. I'm sure Coach Schellinger and AD Ed Gilliland. Just tell him I said it was okay.
I'll make sure to do that. I'll
Please
let them know to call you if they have any questions.
Absolutely.
All right.
I'll handle
Dave's
all
our
of
field
them.
expert.
Exactly.
He's our field
Okay.
expert. And let's introduce your players over here and tell once again the audience who we got over here for visiting on the show.
This is Katie Dermody. Like I said earlier, she was our starting goalie last year on the varsity squad. She'll be a senior this year. Just got voted captain by the team today, so that's pretty exciting.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Second year ever playing soccer. It's just
And you're already captain. There you go.
she's hardest worker. She'll do anything you ask her to. So.
Well, let's talk about you being named captain. Is this your third year playing soccer?
Second.
Second year? Your second year playing soccer.
I was really excited and happy.
And happy that the hard work paid off. And
Yes.
let's talk a little bit about your position as goalie. What do you find is the most challenging when you're between the posts?
I just get when they all come running at once. It just is challenging and it makes me a little nervous. But I love to dive for the ball and it doesn't bother me that much. But I really do enjoy it.
Sounds like she's another one of those players who likes to get down in the dirt and get a little
Gets
muddy.
down
That's
and dirty.
good to have one of your goalkeeper that way. And you're a senior on the team, captain of the team means you're a leader of the team. How would you describe your leadership skills as more of a lead by example or vocal type leader?
Both. I mean, being voted captain, I'm there to lead by my example, to work hardest, and to push myself. But I'm also there to support the girls and encourage them to work as hard as they can.
Talk a little bit about you were named Volunteer of the Year for the YMCA. Let's talk a little bit about that. That's quite an accomplishment right there, too.
I was in a club, GR, Girls Reserved, and you have a dance, but in order to go, you have to have a certain amount of community service hours. So I started reffing for the YMCA and coaching whatever teams they needed, and then I ended up getting Volunteer of the Year.
How many hours did you end up putting in?
Over 30.
Wow, that is amazing right there.
Yeah, sure is.
Serving the community also, I'm sure that makes the coach really happy to see one of their players in the community working as well. You've also got a 3.0, member of the honor roll, and talk a little bit about off-the-field activities that you partake in.
I'm a membership of FCA at my school. That's Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and we meet every other Monday during the school year to just talk about God and staying on the right path with Him and all of that.
Has that helped?
And yes, a lot. It's quite a popular club at the high school, actually.
That's good to hear.
Sure.
Yes.
All right, well, let's pass it on. We got a little bit of time left. We'll go to Joanna over here, who is also a senior with a perfect 4.0. Another athlete with a 4.0.
It took me 3 years to get 4 points.
I don't think I ever got a 4.0, but anyway.
How many years?
I never got a 4.0.
Well, I'm talking about combined.
Oh.
How many years did you?
It took me a while. Probably.
Yeah, I figured that. Okay.
Anyway, we're going to have to wrap things up a little bit here, but Joanna, you're part of the Principal's Honor Roll, Academic Excellence Awards, various academic awards. Talk a little bit about how you've done that off the field and what you've done off the field.
Well, I think it's important to work hard in all aspects of your life. I mean, I push myself on the field. I study the books hard. I think it's important to stay well-rounded. A good education and a good time on the soccer field is what makes me happy, so that's what I enjoy doing.
Glad to hear it. Well, Coach, we're going to have to wrap things up here real quick, but we thank you for your time. Good luck this year. Both you girls, good luck this year, and congratulations on all your awards and all you've achieved.
And I got to end this. Good luck playing at Chesterton and Portage.
Thank you.
All right, I think Mike's back from his bathroom break, so we're going to switch things back over to Mike. And we got another team coming up here real quick here at the 19th Annual Soccer Showcase here on Regional Radio Sports Network.
Did you enjoy your
I
little
did. I got a
break?
chance to visit with Robert Cespedes from Valparaiso. That was very nice. But we're gonna we're gonna move on here, and we're gonna bring on the new head coach of the Portage Indians, who's gonna join us, Gina Swenson. She's brought a couple student athletes with her. Go ahead, put the headset there, coach. And first of all, welcome to the coaching fraternity of Northwest Indiana, and talk about how it's been going for you, and give us a little bit of a background on yourself and your involvement with the sport of soccer.
Oh, sure. My name is Gina Swenson, and I came from Illinois, Northern Illinois. So we grew up playing soccer, junior high, high school, club soccer in college. So I've been in the game for quite some time, either playing or coaching, and I still play and still enjoying coaching.
Which community in Northern Illinois?
By DeKalb. It was a little
Oh,
small
NIU,
farm,
yeah, okay.
Small farm town out there by DeKalb.
Gotcha. Very good. And
farm town out by DeKalb.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. Yes. Imagine that.
How did you get involved in coaching?
Well, when I moved here to Northwest Indiana, my youngest daughter was 6 years old, and I wanted her to play, so we were Dunland Soccer Club, and I started coaching there until we moved to Valpo, and then I coached Valpo Soccer Club, and then into Northwest Indy United for the past 8 years.
Your experience with the club soccer obviously is going to be beneficial as you're dealing with student athletes over at Portage High School. Talk about that experience and the transition now into the fall with the high school program.
I've had a lot of great mentors, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's the right word, that I've worked with over the years. Luis Prado, Mish Marak, Jeff Olick, Tony Cardenas, just to name a few.
That's a great list.
So not only coaching with them, but taking courses with them and just, following their philosophies and game plans and things. So I've learned a lot in the past several years, and I think just taking those training sessions and knowing how to plan them and taking them over to develop the girls. And it's a different atmosphere at the high school level.
Mm-hmm.
I think because you have girls that haven't played at all, or girls that are just coming off Parks teams too. So you kind of got to vary things a little bit and change it up, but you still got to have a plan every time you come to practice.
I know I saw a recent article in the Times about the upbeat attitude over at Portage High School, and things are starting to improve over there again under Burmis, the athletic director over there. But let's talk about the mindset on the program. This is a program that back in the day was contending for state championships year in and year out with a great tradition, and trying to get that attitude back. What do you think, Gina?
Well, one of the reasons I was interested when they called me as taking this position was because playing, I played on a tournament team here for years. A lot of those girls were girls that were pioneers for the Portage High School team. They actually started on the boys team there. So a lot of my friends are ex-Portage High School players back in that era.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw where the program was heading in the last couple of years, and I felt like, it was really a great challenge.
Sure.
Pick it back up, and actually I've had some input from some of those ex-players too, and they're excited about it. And so we're really looking forward to the whole season.
How are the numbers, and are you going to be able to get that depth that you need to practice and to be able to compete each other to prepare for games?
Yeah, we had quite a few girls. We started back in April, actually, as soon as I could, doing open gyms, and it ended up being 25 girls that came to tryouts. And I didn't feel like that was enough for two teams still, because to split it up and only have 12 or 13 on a team, and you're weakening one side or the other. Right. So I kept all 24 in the end, and I told them, this is our game plan going forward. Some of you may only be train only or whatever, but I'd like to keep you around. And they all thought that was fair and stuck with it, and So here we go.
That's absolutely, and the challenges are always there in the Dueling Athletic Conference. There's no
Right.
doubt about that. Probably the two biggest graduation losses are Nikki Moynihan, who had a terrific year last year with 16 goals and 3 assists, and Lauren Zach in between the pipes. You lose only 4 seniors on the team, so a lot of these kids are familiar with the program. They're familiar with the teams they're going to be playing. So let's talk about, first of all, let's start in the front, replacing Nikki and trying to get somebody else that's going to be the go-to person offensively.
Right. And I'm just really getting to know a lot of these girls. I've got about 14 really solid players, so not only a strong 11 starting team, but 5 or 6 on the bench too. I got a couple girls back that couldn't play last year due to injuries um, or one of them because of a work schedule. Alexis McDaniels, Brooke Jackson, they're back and they're real strong. Coming out, they come off some club teams. I got one of my players here, Carrie Prohl, who's either center mid or going to be in one of those offensive positions also. And a couple young girls, a couple freshmen that are pretty strong that I'm excited about and looking forward to using them a lot.
And let's take a look at the midfield. Obviously, a key component for any team making that transition from the back to the front. And your philosophy, I know some coaches like to play a diamond in there, some like to go 4, across. Kind of give us an idea on the midfield.
Well, since a lot of them had no experience on switching up the system of play and thing, they were always did a 4-3-2 or whatever.
Right.
That we decided, you know what, let's just start all over again, and we're going to try a 4-2-3-1. And I don't always believe in doing the same system in every game. You got to play against your opponent. So we might be switching to a sweeper stopper depending on who our opponent is, but we're going to go like a Spanish national team.
Absolutely. So that was kind of one of my next questions. Was you're gonna basically kind of look at your players and figure out what their skill set is, and then kind of match it to the system, as opposed to saying I'm gonna do something and that's gonna be it. Right.
Right. And like I said, your opponent too. I believe you gotta play your opponent the best way you can. You can't play the same game every game because soccer is never the same.
Introduce the two student athletes you brought here today. They're obviously leaders on this team, one senior and one junior. The reason why you picked them as leaders here and what your expectations are for them for 2013.
Well, I actually had 3 captains, Patty Moda, who's not here, Sarah Hernandez, and Carrie Prohl. Actually had the girls vote on it. It was very, very close. Those 3 were the top, but they actually, I think the girls know. They know that they're leaders and all in different ways. And so they took it upon themselves and just voted on it. And I think they had 3 great choices.
Let's bring on Sarah Hernandez right now. She's going to join us. Pick up the microphone there, Sarah. And first of all, congratulations on being voted by your peers to come out here today. A 3.7 grade point average, doing a great job in the classroom. And Sarah, talk about the mindset here in the program. This is a team that had a state championship appearance, multiple appearances down in the semi-state as well as the regional, and how you feel things are coming together here for the fall season.
Well, I think it's going to be a good season. This is again another rebuilding season because we had a loss of our coach last year, but we're making progress. It's good progress. I mean, it's going places.
How difficult has that been on you to go through a coaching change each year throughout your high school career, and how has it been adjusting to Gina?
It's a little difficult because you get attached to each different coach, and then you realize that the bond you made is kind of lost because they left you. But I mean, Coach Swenson, she's awesome. She's always there for you. It's a building season, so we're all still learning each other, and it's a little bit new, and yeah, we hope to go from there.
Sounds good. And what have you been working on in the off season to try to improve yourself now as you head into a senior year? A lot of the younger players are going to be looking up to you for that senior leadership.
There's been a lot of coaching. There's been a lot of workouts, a lot of running, a lot of conditioning to get us back to where we should be, to get us ready for the new season.
What are some of the goals you're setting for yourself individually, and what do you see as some of the realistic team goals for this team?
Well, we as a team, I think we all have different goals. We all we hope to treat each game differently and have a different mindset for each game because it's different for each game. You can't verse a one opponent and then see it as the other one. But again, it's we're getting there. It's work in progress.
Let's pass the microphone over to Carrie Prohl as well, and she's rated 35th in her class with a 4.1, taking advanced classes as well. And Carrie, how are you able to balance all that stuff? Coach has already got you guys running through the regimen of the preseason, and now you're going to be heading into the classroom. How are you able to handle all that?
It's really difficult, but you have to have good time management, which is I don't know, just a lot of scheduling that works, and it's really hard.
Well, how does Coach have you as far as slotted right now? Has she got you on the top, in the middle, towards the back, and how do you see yourself as far as your role with your teammates this year?
I think I'm the top, I guess.
Offensively, she's
Yeah.
going to have you out there.
In the middle.
In the middle. I don't know.
What was it like playing with Nikki? She was obviously a very dynamic player and someone that obviously had a lot of skill sets offensively.
It was really, really fun. I really liked Nikki. She was a good player, and she'll be missed.
What about on the goalkeeper situation? You got Lauren graduating. Has Coach been kind of putting that to open tryouts here, or is somebody settling in between the pipes for you?
We have a few goalies right now, Allie and Bree and Lauren. They're working on it. Yeah, we're getting good.
Yeah, that's Ellie Clark, I would assume, right
yes.
there, Coach. One of the freshmen from last year.
Yes.
And who else did she mention there as far as the
Bree
potential?
Coleman.
Okay.
I think this is her first year. She didn't play last year. She's a sophomore, a basketball player.
Mm-hmm. Right.
She's also good on the field, and Allie's also good on the field. And then Lauren Zach's a senior. And she's just working on keeping for us too.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, I want to thank you very much for taking the time and coming out. Congratulations on the hire, and best of luck in the Duneland Athletic Conference. I appreciate you taking the time and coming out.
Thank you for having us.
No problem.
Okay.
Gina Swenson, the head coach of the Portage Indians, Carrie Prohl, along with Sarah Hernandez, also coming out as well. We want to thank them for taking the time and coming out, and we're going to stay in the Duneland Athletic Conference as we're going to move over to the eastern portion of Porter County. We're going to bring in Robert Cespedes, and the Valparaiso Vikings are going to come out and join us. The Valparaiso Vikings coming off a very impressive year, 16-4-1 on the season for their year. They ended up losing to Crown Point in the postseason after a very tremendous year. Also did a great job, second in the Duneland Athletic Conference at 6-1 on the campaign. And Robert Cespedes, the head coach, is going to join us again. Special thanks go out to Calumet College of St. Joseph's. They're your university of choice and the region home for Crimson Wave athletics, men's and women's soccer, cross country, volleyball, and CCSJ's nationally ranked bowling teams. Thank you very much, Coach. I appreciate that. And their nationally ranked bowling teams will be in full action during the fall season. You can follow all 18 Crimson Wave teams year-round by going to their website at crimsonwaveathletics.com. Coach, thanks very much for taking the time. Greatly appreciate it. And congratulations on a great year last year. Obviously, the goal is always to head downstate, but talk about this senior class. You had quite a few kids that contributed to that success.
Oh yeah, definitely. We had a full starting team if we wanted to of seniors that year, which was really exciting. We had seen it when they were freshmen coming up that they were going to be a strong team, and a lot of them had opportunities at the get-go as freshmen, starting and getting their feet wet with it. So by the time they became seniors, a lot of them were definitely veteran high school players and able to really step up and have a powerful season that year.
The loss at Crown Point and St. Joe in the middle of the year.
Mike, we don't talk about that.
Well, I want to talk about that because you get the two losses in a row, and then you go on a 46-1 run. You score 46 goals and give up one, and a 9-game winning streak after that.
Talk about.
That we could talk about all day.
What was the change there? I mean, you get outscored 5-0 against two of the top programs in the state. But then, boy, you just turn the afterburners on.
Well, you know what? I think part of it has to do with the location of the games. If you look at where we had those games, it was a nice wake-up call for us. A lot of us were going in there with a mentality that, oh, we're just gonna, ride through everyone, and there wasn't going to be any difficulty. And then you had that wake up call.
Right.
Then you thought, well, then this next game will, when it happens again, and then they really it really clicked to them that what, just because we're seniors, just because we're an experienced team, people aren't going to just let them, let us walk over them.
Sure.
So they really, they really decided, what, it's not something that's just automatically given to you. You earn it, and they definitely started that up, and you could see it from exactly those scores.
No doubt about that. 13 shutouts last year. Emma Kurt leading the way in the back, and a senior-led defensive foray there for the Vikings, only giving up 13 goals all year. So let's talk first of all about the back and building that back up.
Oh, definitely. Luckily last year we had Kristina Bejovic, who this year she's going to be a senior, and we were working with her and Emma Kurt and giving Kristina opportunities to play in some seriously competitive games, which was exciting for Kristina, and it was exciting for us to see Kristina's abilities. So starting from that, we're really excited to have her back, and be able to use her a lot more than we have in the past, and she comes with some experience as well. And she's just been doing a great job. We had a couple of games already that we did, just showcase games, and she was able to perform through those. Then moving into the defensive area, we have another senior who's coming in, Gigi Jarrett, who last year was an outside defender, but she definitely has the ability to cover in the sweeper, stopper positions, more of a central defense, and also kind of begin the gelling. And she's a quiet girl, but her presence on the field is definitely loud. So, despite that, she does have a lot of respect from the other players, and she has definitely the experience and the know-how to definitely keep the ball out of that final third. So we're really counting on her to work in that area.
The midfield is obviously going to be the reconstruction project here, and those two young ladies to your immediate right are going to be a part of that. Who else has really kind of caught your eye that can fill in those roles with Pullins, Violante, Klumpe, along with Gooden?
One of the big ones is Lexi Ferngren. Lexi is a sophomore. She's a sophomore now. I see she's had so much experience last year that I'm thinking, oh, she's probably a junior by now. And she's a sophomore, and she's one of those girls that we're definitely looking forward to filling in that spot. I had mentioned that she has great finesse with the ball, but not only that, she also is a quick little girl. We had her on the outside. We'd play her every once in a while on the outside midfield area, and we saw her abilities there. So then we're also counting on her. Along with Lauren Reinecke and Grace Withrow to solidify that midfield area.
Let's talk about the two student athletes. So you brought here Lauren and Grace. Give us kind of a thumbnail sketch on their careers as they move on to their junior and senior years, respectively.
It's really exciting to have these two girls as the captains this year. You can see as the years progress that they are they are leaders. And giving them those titles and being able to step up into it, it's kind of exciting to see how they formulate and how they work into those roles. Lauren, this is going to be her third year in the varsity. She really had great opportunities. Was it your sophomore year? It was your sophomore year, wasn't it? Yeah. Sophomore year during the tournament time, made just a strong, powerful presence, particularly against Crown Point in the final regional, but not even just from that, but from other games as well. So it was exciting, the following year for her to make that presence again known, and also receiving the captaincy that year as a junior, and then receiving the district second team recognition. From the first district was just really exciting when I found that out that she had achieved that. Grace been around with us since her freshman year. It was kind of exciting to see when she came in. We initially put her in the JV, and then we're thinking, wait a minute, she doesn't belong in the JV. We have to take her now. And the assistant coach Cherry wasn't very thrilled with us, acquiring her, because she is such a strong presence on the field. Very quick girl. A lot of passion in her play. Just giving her all. And we've seen this her freshman, sophomore, junior. I mean, she continues to have that strong presence and really make really make great effort. And again, that's recognized through her all conference award last year.
Let's bring on Grace Withrow right now. Pick up the microphone there, Grace. And congratulations on a great year last year. I had you about 20 goals and 10 assists. And let's talk about the front line of Valparaiso. 10 assists as a forward. That's kind of a rarity. Normally you see numbers more in the single digits, but obviously you were working well with Lauren as well as with some of the other players in the midfield. And just kind of touch base on distributing the ball as a striker and getting your other teammates involved.
I was really, really blessed. Sorry. But I was really blessed to have the players that I was surrounded with my sophomore year because our senior class was so strong. And then I had Lauren, of course. Like, me and Lauren have been playing together since we were little tykes. Like, we've always been buds. But she's always her and Kaylee and Andrea and whoever else was up there, like Janelle, like all of those players could finish. All of them were good players, and like they helped out a lot. And even though Lauren and I did play forward, like we didn't have to do all the scoring because we had so many other strong players around us.
Touch base on lead mentor, LEAD, what that's involved with, and what do you do for that?
It's a program through our high school where we meet like once a month. We have one meeting a year that's like really, really long, and we're trained like with our pro social skills and stuff to go to the middle schools and mentor
That's nice.
the middle schoolers to like they not anti-bullying but like kind of anti-bullying and just to like that like everyone has feelings and to accept everyone and just to be nice people. It's a really great program.
Now you're also involved with the basketball program over at Valparaiso, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but is Joe Otis going to be coaching you this year?
Yes, he is. He resigned from the boys position to take on our team.
Yeah, so it's an exciting situation to have somebody that's been down to a state championship to coach you.
And what about Candy Wilson and Jack Gaber as assistant coaches?
Not a bad staff.
Not a bad staff. That's got to bode well for the program.
I'm super excited. I'm ready for a fresh start in a fresh year, and I think it's going to be a really good thing for us.
Let's pass the microphone over to Lauren Reinecke right now. Lauren, congratulations. We've talked throughout the day. It's been a common theme about a lot of academic all-state performers, and you're one of them with a 4.37. Congratulations on that, and just talk about the commitment that you made not only to coach here but to your teachers at Valparaiso High School.
It's always been a big thing with my parents to stay pretty well balanced with school, social, and sports-wise. And so it was a big thing. They would always push me to keep my grades up. It also helped with time management as well, which is going to help me.
There's those two words again, Mike. Time management.
Yeah, which is also going to help me in my future years with college and with the social life there too. And teachers are very understanding about it, considering tests and all the homework they give us as well. So it's really nice at Valpo.
What's it like playing with Grace? You guys have been together for a long time. I would imagine that really helps you to be able to instinctively know where each other is and do your loops and your crosses.
Yes, it's actually a huge thing. When we were both up top together, we would just flick the ball and the other one would just happen to be there. We just know each other, how we play, and we're great captains together. We're always laughing, always know what each other are thinking, and it's great teamwork.
How do you take the loss in the regional championship and take that negative and make it into a positive to propel you for success this year?
That was a very tough loss. It's still a touchy subject to this day. It breaks my heart that it had to go down like that. But I definitely think it made us a stronger team. Even though we have new players this year, I think they realized that how we lost last year is going to help us propel us this year and hopefully help us propel us to beat them this year.
Well, congratulations, both you, Lauren, as well as Grace, on your success in the classroom as well as on the field. Coach, thanks very much for the time.
All right, Mike.
And best of luck. Thanks again for everything.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Robert Cespedes, the head coach of the Valparaiso Vikings, joining us, coming off a great season, 16-win season, and a great job in that tough Duneland Athletic Conference. And continuing on with their success. They are going to be starting off the campaign over at LaPorte High School, and then they're going to be going to that very tough South Bend St. Joseph's Indian Invitation. We're going to flip it over on the boys' side of things now. We're going to bring in the defending sectional champions over at Lake Central High School. They're going to be joining us. Had a tremendous run. I tell you what, why don't you step over here and go ahead and put the big mic on there, big guy, and talk to Trevor Clapman along with Jeff. Let me make sure I get this pronounced right. Poochie, right? Poochie. Okay, so like a CH sound. Okay. Trevor, first of all, congratulations on a great postseason run last year. I know that the regular season was not up to Lake Central standards, but talk about going through that regular season, some of the rough spots, and then really hitting your stride in the postseason.
I think what really led to a good postseason run was our seniors really stepped up near the end of the season. They helped build team chemistry throughout. During the regular season, we kind of came off of a low, losing to Crown Point last season, and losing this Crown Point then first regular season game. It made us really want to push ourselves during postseason, try to beat them the first game of regionals. We got past them, which was like a good hump, and then we did good against Valpo.
Sure.
Yeah, took it all the way to PKs. We did everything we could. We basically played our hearts out all through the postseason run.
What was the sideline like? I know we had a chance to look across and see what you guys were doing. You're down 3-0 in that game, left for dead.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you come back, tie it up, and end up winning it. That had to be incredible.
Our coaches give very motivational halftime speeches. They really pick us up when we're down.
I can imagine. Yep.
Rainwater, our coach Sean, our assistant coach, they
he ought to copyright them.
they know how to motivate us. They know where to hit us right, what to say to us to get us to really push ourselves, along with our team captains from last season.
Don't you dare send me down to the locker room at halftime when they're down 3-0. Please.
Well, they obviously it worked because they were able to overcome the defending state champions in that particular ball game. Joey moves on now to graduation. So let's talk about, is it going to be Johnny Hearn between the pipes that you're going to be trying to keep the ball away, or is that kind of open for competition right now?
Our keeper actually this year will be Jorge Trujillo. He's junior this season. He played with Chicago Fire Academy last season, and he's really looking forward to playing this season, and we're really comfortable with him between the pipes.
And you got Sam back as well in the back. Ethan and Shane Walton will graduate. Let's take a look a little bit at the midfield. Again, a lot of loss there with Tim Ritchie, Josh Craig, who was obviously a big part of that comeback, and then Justin Luna. So how do you see things shaping up for your teammates in the mid?
Well, we still have Ogie Janjis for our attacking mid there. We have some juniors who really need to step up this season, and sophomores, which they will. They played a lot last season. We got them ready for this season. They know we expect a lot out of them, and we know they can pick it up for us.
3.5 in the classroom, doing a great job. And Trevor, talk about Millennium Vardar, how that's helped you. President's Cup regional finalists, as well as the Indiana State Cup.
Playing with Vardar and Coach Vengel Nikovsky, he really expects a lot out of us. He pushes us throughout all the practices and games, and really won't take losing as an option. And he just knows how to coach us. He knows where to put us.
Does he still go out on the field and try to kick a few in the upper 90 on you guys?
Oh, of course. He just wants to be out there playing.
Some things never change.
Oh, he's obviously one of the more talented players I've ever had a chance to see in my 20 years here in Northwest Indiana. So let's bring on Jeff Pushy right now, is going to join us as well. And 3.9 in the classroom. Jeff, all academic team. Let's touch base on that as far as kind of balancing things out. I know Jeremy's very demanding of you and your time on the field, but let's talk about pleasing some of these teachers that you have to go up against.
Well, school is something that's always come first for me, and Coach Rainwater, he really supports that you're a student athlete and how students come first. So say you have to cut it a little bit early some days, or say you come to practice a little bit late for some tutoring, he's really okay with that.
Yep.
But you just have to put in the work at practice still. If not, you have to work even harder because you missed out.
Well, where does Coach have you? I had you last year as an outside mid. Is that going to stay the same, or is it going to kind of depend on the situation of the game?
Yeah, well, really with how we play this year, we've got our central midfielders, so that's where more like I'll be located. And then we just switched up our formation, so like we don't have as many outside players, so that all varies throughout the game and with the teams that we play.
How do you see things shaping up front? You lose Ulysses Hernandez, who was a big cog up there, but who's going to step up and help put the ball in the net for you guys? You think?
There's a freshman who just came in. His name's Nico, and he played with Indiana Magic, and he's really good. He's quick off the ball, and he knows the game really well, so he knows when to check, when to create space, and just how to move off the ball really well, making his runs, creating the space for the midfielder, and helping our defensive backs get up a lot.
Now, how difficult was it to go through that regular season? You guys played a brutal schedule. You went down to Kentucky, I believe, and played down there a lot of non-conference games, and then also played some of the Fort Wayne schools as well as down in Marion County. But how difficult was it to go through that with all the regular season success that you guys had in recent history?
Well, I mean, the teams from down south, they're always really good, so it kind of gets you ready. It like helps you prepare for what's going to be happening when you come back up, and it just gets you ready. It keeps you sharp like the entire time, and it shows you really what you're capable of even when you've had a couple of first losing games, because you'll do well against those teams and you'll go, hey, those first games, they didn't mean anything. We can come back, and like it showed in the postseason, it helps a lot.
What are some of your goals, personal goals, as you head into your senior year now? I'm sure coach is going to be looking for you for leadership, especially with the younger kids coming in.
Yeah, really, just to show them like how to balance really school and soccer, and show them how to put the work in, and just show them like on the field like how you got to work hard, and then you'll be able to accomplish what your goal is for the season.
What's the corporation-wide health committee? What's that all about?
It's something that's really focused like on the teachers, and it's focused on like getting the teachers more involved in like health fairs and stuff along those lines, and getting them to exercise. And then me and two other students from the entire corporation, they brought us in because they wanted to see what we could do for a student view. So not only like for people who just aren't athletes, they wanted to see what can we do for students who don't have the athletic capability, but to get them out of their house, get them interacting with other people. So it was really good, and we're going to be moving towards that a lot with the new school because there'll be a lot more space to do everything.
Outstanding. Well, guys, I want to thank you very much for taking the time. Make sure you tell Coach Rainwater thanks for letting you guys come on. Continued success, and again, congratulations on a great postseason run last year.
Thank you.
Trevor Clapman, Jeff Pushy joining us here. I think I got that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate the time, and continued success for Lake Central. We'll have one of your games on the air through the Cherville Soccer Club, so be safe, and thanks again, guys. Really appreciate it. We are getting down to the home stretch here. We are going to continue on in the Duneland Athletic Conference, as the Portage Indians are going to be joining us here at the 19th annual Kickoff Classic here at Hallmark Sports Club 2 in Maryville. Will Fortenberry, the assistant coach for A.J. Monroe, is going to join us here and talk a little bit about some Indian soccer here. The Portage Indians coming off a 9-8-1 season, 3-4 in the Duneland Athletic Conference. And Will, thanks very much for coming out. No problem.
AJ says hello.
He's the man, I tell you. I love working with him. He's a great ambassador for the game of soccer.
How can he be the man if? How can he be the man if he's the man?
He's the man tonight.
Oh,
that's
okay.
for sure. 5 one-goal losses last year with a 9-8-1 season. So I mean that thing could have really been turned around for you. But nonetheless, you go through the meat grinder schedule you guys do. It had to be a successful season for you guys.
Oh, it definitely was. We were missing about one or two players to get to that next level. And then, of course, being part of the sectional of death back at that with Chesterton and Valpo and Hobart. So it's always tough there.
Yes, it is. No doubt about that. You're gonna find out what you're made of in October in that particular sectional. Yeah. Defensively, great job. You guys win 6 of 7 after 3-4 start, and I think a lot of that had to do with Cody Simmons, didn't it?
Yeah, he stepped up real big for us. As a freshman, first year, coming in, and he's a baseball guy, so it just took some games getting some rhythm. And then, of course, our schedule usually at top, you got Munster, Maryville, South Bend, St. Joe. It's pretty tough, and it's usually 3 or 4 games in a week and a half, so that's always tough on us too.
No doubt about that. Offensively, you lose two big guns with Taylor Thelinsky along with Alex Becker moving on. So let's start up top as far as how that's going to flow and who's going to help you with fill those voids.
Oh, Alex, yeah, it's a big one going to St. Joe's now, and Taylor, another one. It's a lot of speed right there, so we're not exactly sure. We're trying to still figure some things out, but I think Matt Ford and maybe Joe Huber might be up there because they got some pretty good speed as well. So hopefully not miss a beat there.
Two seniors move on. Finally, I think for the first time in about 10 years, there's no Cole from Portage program as Logan moves on, as well as Derek Navina. But let's touch base on the midfield and who do you see here besides the young man to your immediate right that's going to fill those roles?
We're not exactly sure. Again, I don't know the Schaefer's boys. He's got a twin brother that they're pretty mean there. So if they're not in the back, they might be there. And then yeah, Nate too as well. So we're still trying to figure some things out.
Very good. And then in the back line, you got 2 of 3 coming back with Greg Pohl graduating. And I know defense is one of the things that AJ definitely emphasizes. So let's focus on those back 4, how they've been communicating. And it's obviously got to be a definite positive that Cody had all that experience as a freshman.
Yeah, it usually helps too when your defense plays tough and steps up. Definitely gives them confidence. Like I said, we're still trying to figure some things out on defense as well. But Portage, we're pretty stone cold on defense. It's kind of we don't like giving up goals like anyone does. But defense first, and then everything else comes after.
What role does Coach have you as an assistant? Do you help out as far as different set pieces? Do you work on particular areas on the pitch, different situations? How do you kind of fit in with him to be able to impart your knowledge to the kids?
Well, we just kind of all base off of each other. I mean, we've never really had a set JV only, varsity only. We kind of pick up where other coaches leave off. So just certain little things here and there that maybe they forgot to say or whatnot, and just sometimes AJ's a little more laid back, and the boys here chirping at him, trying to get him maybe a little more pumped up. Just all depends.
Why Nate and Ben? Why are they here? Why are they been named leaders on this team?
They're not named leaders. They proved to be leaders, so that's why they're here. Nate, he was a freshman. We went down and had we're a game away from state, so I mean he's got the experience. And then Ben, I mean as a freshman he was this tall, but he played like he was this tall. So I mean they just play through leadership, and both local leaders as well. That's why they're both captains.
Let's bring on Ben Schaefer right now. Is going to join us as a junior. Pick up the microphone there, Ben. And again, 3-year varsity letter winner. And talk a little bit about the defenders. I know AJ and Will really emphasize the defensive end of things. So take us through that process and the fact that you've got you as well as Matt possibly back there in the back.
Well, we have a lot of young players coming back, but they're not necessarily young. They all have experience in that aspect. Once again, the lineup isn't necessarily set in stone. So Matt Ford, he could be playing up top or in the back. But also coming back, Kostay Kikoski, he played sweeper last year, and I'd imagine that's where his role is going to be again, somewhere in the back this year. But, it all comes back to experience. There's no necessarily, I think we have one new player is going to be stepping in the back, and so that's going to be a lot of help because it's not just there might have been some graduating people, but there's people to fill these spots, and it's not just going to be trying to get experience too. They're not going to necessarily be as nervous. I mean, when I was a freshman, it was horrifying, and once again, I was probably the smallest guy out there every time, but experience helps a lot. And that's what we have back there right now.
Touch base on that. Coach talked about the fact that you're this high, but you play this high. And, I would imagine that's one of the things that attracted you to the game of soccer. I've seen players that are 5'0" and can go out there and run circles around other players. So touch base on that and the fact that Coach sees you excelling.
It's not necessarily in soccer. That's the beauty of it. It doesn't necessarily how big you are. That's not always the big deal. In my case, I know how to use my body. It's all about how smart you are when you're playing, because I might not be the biggest, but I know once again how to use my body, how to mark up on people, and so that's where I thrive. That's what I think.
Let's bring on Nate Johnson. Pass the microphone over to him. Also a fine student with a 3.3 on the semi-state team, as well as all-area honorable mention. Two-time defensive MVP, Nate. So obviously the defensive end of things very important to you. What was it like having Cody come on the scene and burst on there and do a great job with you guys and talk about your communication in the back line?
I really liked having Cody come on because I felt trusted with somebody back there. I felt that I could give up a 30-yard shot and it's not going to slip through his hands. I felt really safe with him in the back there, and he was a freshman, but he listened and took in what I said, and he learned the game really well, and it just worked out perfectly.
What's it like playing for AJ and for this guy? Are they pretty rough on you as far as the preseason conditioning and getting you guys ready for the year? What's that been like?
They like to be a little rough on me, mess around with me a little bit.
Getting you tough for those big DAC games, that's for sure. And what's it like playing in the conference? You guys each year play a meat grinder schedule, and a lot of times the record, you always see Portage at 9-8 or 8-6 or whatever, and the next thing you know, they're raising the sectional championship trophy. So what's that like to go through that meat grinder in the Duneland and also the non-conference schedule that coach and the administration put you through?
Well, the best part about the Duneland is it's, to me, one of the best conferences in all of Indiana. And you could look at our record and be like, oh, they're just a mediocre team, but they don't understand how close the Duneland is. Like, anybody can beat anybody. There's a few powerhouses every year, but
it's very competitive.
Very, very competitive.
Especially when we had.
You can't underestimate any team in the Duneland. They will come through.
Coach.
Crown Point and LC pretty much were back-to-back or a year apart.
Right.
State champs, so.
Yep. And before that, there was success as well. And, of course, Maryville had their run back in the early part of the millennium as well. Nate, give us a wrap-up now. Your goals as a senior here. Are you the kind of guy that likes to verbally be a leader or more show by example kind of guy?
I like to do both, but I am especially known on the team for yelling and trying to get guys going.
Coach is laughing at that one. Yeah, well, you do what you need to do to get attention, that's for sure. We'll give you a wrap-up now. Let's take a look at the schedule. You're going to be hosting Munster and Maryville to start off the gate. We talked about it, and then on the road to Adams as well as Crown Point. You and AJ, expectations are always high at Portage High School, but analyze this group of kids, what you've seen so far, and your expectations for the coming year.
A lot of it is pretty much the Portage kids. They work hard, and a lot of times not necessarily have the exact technique skills that we're looking for, but we're trying to change that through the youth with the Parks program, and just going on from that. And the guys are already building up a lot, and as long as they understand that we work hard, we're gonna get there. And as you said before, the seasons we won the sectional, we went to the state or the semi-state. Necessarily, we didn't have a good season coming off, but it's all about the postseason run. And if the guys can stay mentally focused and understand that we play a really tough schedule. And when we get to the postseason, people are, hey, it's Portage, and they're not really looking for us. So if we can catch them off guard, that's how we roll.
Thanks for filling in for AJ, Coach. Really
us.
Appreciate it. Make sure you give my best to him and his family. Nate, Ben, thanks very much for the time. Continued success. Thanks, guys. Portage Indians and assistant coach Will Fortenberry, AJ Monroe, coming back after a little bit of a hiatus for the coaching ranks. And we are going to be heading down the home stretch now.
Here they come spinning out of the turn.
We're going to move on to BNI, Bishop Noll Institute, and we are going to bring on the Lady Warriors. The Warriors had some key losses graduation-wise with Shelby Garcia, Anna Mendez, along with Selena Baez that moved on. And Aaron Payak, the new head coach of the Bishop Noll Warriors, is going to join us. And Coach, grab that microphone there. And first of all, congratulations on the hire. And had a chance to speak with Crystal and talk a little bit. Crystal Torres is going to be co-coaching with you. Crystal, of course, played at Morton High School and did a great job with that program. So talk about co-coaches and how that's going to work and working with Crystal to try to get this Bishop Noll team playing at a high level.
Well, I'm really excited to be at Bishop Noll and with Crystal Torres because I've known her since probably kindergarten, we played together soccer in grade school and traveling teams. And her wealth of knowledge she played at Rensselaer all 4 years. So she's very valuable to me. And together, I think we're going to take Bishop Noll back to glory.
Well, you got two former players that were great players in their respective programs coming in right now. How do you balance the emotional part of being the former player and projecting yourself in between the lines as opposed to now being a coach and having to empathize with what the student athletes go through on the field?
Well, it's a little different, but I take it because I was captain for my team when I played for Bishop Noll, and it's really the same concept. You have to create an atmosphere that encourages positive growth for the team. It's real easy. It's for my part, it's about the players. I just have to make sure I'm doing my part, keeping them honest and keeping myself honest, and to work hard, and we'll be able to do it no problem.
How are the numbers going for you right now, and is it going to allow you to have that depth that you're going to need to be able to practice and make adjustments prior to matches?
Well, we're very deep. We have a lot of good talent coming in, freshmen. The talent that's already there is good. I'm a firm believer that we always had the talent. For one reason or another, it just didn't transcend. But I'm here. Crystal's here. And we have the team. So hopefully we can take these girls, take it to the next level.
The young kids that are coming in, are you seeing that they're a little bit more advanced fundamentally than what they've been in the past? I know you haven't coached them before, but what are your impressions as far as their level of play even before they get coached up?
It's their knowledge of the game, to be honest with you. I'm using terms that I learned through through traveling soccer and whatnot, and they understand it. They pick it up real quickly. The concept of the game, they know it's a team sport, not individual. They know how to pass. They know how to trap the ball. The necessary skills to take it up to the next level. That's what I'm mostly proud about, and I see in them.
You and Crystal, are you going to try to develop a system that's going to take the skills of the players and kind of mold them into that system, or do you have a particular system in mind and you try to get the athletes to conform to that?
First of all, it's trying to make sure everybody understands and is on the same page. Communication-wise, that's the biggest thing right now is communication. But what we're going to do is implement a system where everybody's involved. Multiple systems, the long ball, the short game. We're going to incorporate both because we don't want to be one-dimensional. We want to try to throw teams off because they're going to try to develop something against us, and we can counter that. So we're working on all aspects really.
Julia Kuziak is going to join us here. First of all, congratulations, Julia, doing a great job in the classroom with a 3.7 grade point average, and you've been on the pitch now for your fourth year with the program. Take us through the transition of being a newcomer to the team, and the deer in the headlights look starting off, and now you're a seasoned veteran out there.
Yeah, well, I started my freshman year. I never really played soccer before. I mean, with the family, obviously, but never really competitive. Came out, Coach Hada told me I'll have a starting position, so I went to tryouts, made the team, started, had the first goal of the first game of the season. I didn't even know how to react, so it was pretty tough. It's kind of like a sink or swim type of deal, and luckily I came out swimming, so worked my way up. Pretty much just grabbed my position, rolled with it. Center or outside mid, and this year I got captain, what I'm really happy about, and I'm just trying to lead my team.
Talk about the transition now, the coaching change. How has that been going through that and getting adjusted to co-coaches?
Well, it's a tough question. Well, Coach Hada, she was there for 2 years, so she pretty much ran us to the ground. If we weren't going to be the best, we were going to be the best in shape to her. So, and then we went to Schmiedel where we worked more on skills, and then now we have co-coaches. So we have like different aspects coming from both of them.
Sure.
Coach Crystal works mainly on fundamentals. Coach Aaron works on running. So we got both.
Talk about being a student ambassador and what that involves as far as your overall experience at BNI.
It's pretty tough being on varsity and trying to work school and everything. I'm trying to be the top of my class and also the top of my team. So going to Bishop Noll, you got to really manage your time. And that's also something I'm trying to teach my team, not only about soccer, but as captain, I really want to teach them time management with grades and just practice and being able to do everything.
Who's opened your eyes up? Obviously, you've got you lost a good group of seniors here, a good 6 or 7, maybe even more seniors on the team. Who's been stepping up? Your classmates as seniors, as well as some of the other underclassmen.
Well, I'm the only senior that's been there for the 4 years, but my good friend Kirsten, she came back out this year. She's looking pretty strong. And then Ana Mendez, she's going to be a junior this year. She's looking like a strong forward for us. Crystal Patterson, she came out. She's pretty strong on defense. Emily Hines, she's a big aspect of our game. She's huge.
And competing in the 4x8 team track as well. I'm sure that helps you keep in shape, but that also it's a team concept in a individual sport with track. So touch base on that and how that helps you not only with soccer, you're also playing basketball as well.
Yeah, I'm in season all year round, so lucky for me, I'm in shape during the off season. So when we run, I just try to push my teammates. Just me and Nancy Madrano, she came out this year. She's on track, so we try and get all the girls to run with our speed, so we'll all be at the same pace.
What's it like now being the senior, the person that's being looked up to by the freshmen and the sophomores, and the fact, looking back 4 years ago, you were the same person doing that to seniors that have moved on now?
It's a tough role to go into. Not only my senior, I'm the captain of the team, so I have to be positive even when I don't want to. I have to push myself even when I'm tired. Not only push myself, but push my teammates. When we're in a rut, when we just don't have motivation to do anything at practice, I just got to be positive with them and try and really help them get out of there and just put in all the work.
Well, Coach, the hands of captainship are in very able hands here with Julia. And analyze the conference. I don't know how familiar you are with the programs. You've got a Wheeler program that, of course, was very successful last year, going to the regional against Argus and doing a great job. Covenant Christian program that's improving. A Marquette team that, even though they didn't have the numbers last year, they ended up 9-8-1 on the season. So give us an analysis of how you think the conference is going to shape up and your expectations for this group of kids based on what you've seen so far.
Well, I think it's a very competitive conference, but I don't think we're afraid of nobody. I'm preparing these girls. What happened in the past is the past. This is a brand new year, clean slate. Come and attack it. Usually, the opponent's not the biggest enemy. It's usually the one in the mirror. So we just
Great philosophy.
So we gotta look deep into ourselves and take all what happened in the past out with a clean slate. And I think we'll do very well.
And Julia, give you a wrap-up as well. Give us some personal goals for you as a senior and also some of the expectations that you have for the team this year.
Well, one of our main mottos for the summer off-season going into the beginning of the season is make yourself better than you were yesterday. So we did one lap one day, so the next day we're going to do 2. We ran a mile in 7 minutes. We want it in 6:40 now. So it's just pushing yourself so that you could push your teammates as well, and we're all come up on top.
Well, congratulations on the success so far. Best of luck in 2013, and thanks very much, and make sure you give Crystal our best.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Julia, thank you very much. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate it very much. The Bishop Noll Warriors have concluded the 8-hour marathon out here today at Hallmark Sports Club 2. Dave Miller, thank you very much for all your help.
Well, I got to say this. You were 8 hours. I know let everyone know I picked you up early this morning. And we were not here at 12:30. What a great job of getting this all together. And I speak for the whole staff. What a great job. Congratulations to you. Or maybe I should congratulate your wife to allow you to do this, because I know this is that you love soccer and you love what you do, but 8 hours, this is the longest. I know I've worked several of these things with you in the past, but 8 hours, and I think everyone showed up.
Yeah, I don't think we had we had one team that not show up, so I want to thank all the coaches. Thanks to Tony Miller for a great job on the camera. Pat Doherty, along with Adam Demery, did a great job on the interviews. Thanks to Gene Miller for showing up. Ken Anderson came by. He's going to be working some of the games for us.
Vince Gray was here
this particular year. Vince Gray. Also want to thank, obviously, all the coaches I want to thank Scott Hankins and Jason Kendera from Hallmark Sports Club 2 for their particular support.
Thank Cal College.
Yes, Calumet College of St. Joseph's. We want to thank them. Peter Hayes Herring, along with Andy Marks, Justin Olson, as well as all the athletes that came out on both the men's and women's side of things. And again, remember that Calumet College is your university of choice and the region home for Crimson Wave athletics, men's and women's soccer, as well as cross country, volleyball, and CCSJ's nationally ranked bowling teams. They'll be in full action during the fall season. You can follow all 18 Crimson Wave teams year-round by going to the website at crimsonwaveathletics.com. Want to thank our great friends at the Winey Insurance Agency. They've been serving Northwest Indiana's insurance needs since 1980. A family-owned and operated business. They offer coverage for auto, health, life, business, and more. They're conveniently located at 762 South Calumet Road in Chesterton. Winey Insurance is the region's #1 leader in friendly and prompt service. Give them a call at 219-926-3431 or check them out at the web at wineyinsurance.com. And last but not least, JJ's Pizza Shack, located in Valparaiso. They offer a variety of great tasting pizza, including their famous kitchen sink. Their menu also includes sandwiches, seafood, rib, and chicken dinners, as well as salads. Carry out and delivery available for delivery. Give JJ's a call, 219-476-1616.
And
make sure, Tony, to check out the Indiana Football Digest. We got over 300 high schools as well as colleges covered in the IFD, 19 colleges, all division levels, as well as the Indianapolis Colts. Go to IndianaFootballDigest.com for more information. And also go to our website at rrsn.com.
Over 400 pages.
And
you almost need a lift to pick this thing up. A week from Monday, we switch sports, and we'll be on WEFM in Northwest Indiana, 95.9, with the football kickoff show. And that will probably be, 5:30 to around 9 o'clock. Paul Condrey will head that up, and we'll make a guest appearance over there. That's if we recuperate from this.
And that'll be at Gelsosimo's Pizzeria over in Portage. And
then a week from Friday night, it's high school football. And WEFM will have on Penn and Valpo, and WTMK will have Crown Point and Lowell, among other things. We'll have a TCU game of the week. We'll have all the Hobart games, and we're going to be all over. So great, and the school year is just starting, Mike.
So for the rest of the crew here at Regional Radio Sports from Hallmark Sports Club 2 in Maryville, special thanks as well to CCSJ. We will talk to you coming up next week as we continue our coverage, our award-winning coverage of student athletes on rrsn.com and the Regional Radio Sports Network. God bless America. God bless you all. Have a safe and wonderful evening, everybody. So long from Hallmark Sports Club 2 in Maryville.